That's where the giant ass hair came from. Also, probably should swear at the beginning of the videos, I forget. I don't got a way of bleeping this out. Anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Gonna be working on some stuff. Also a bit full right now, so bear with me. Got done eating not so long ago and just, I don't know, not sitting quite right. But did bring down here. Got Mr. Wanji. I think it was you. I think you're Wanji. Had an error issue with this a little bit ago as my wife was, or sorry, Casey was playing with stuff, and this is like the last expensive thing we had kind of sitting in the realm of where she could get at. And we thought it was okay because it was like in the back. There's things in front of it. Shouldn't really be moving around too much. Well, needless to say, she ended up knocking the thing off the display. Foot broke off, or the toe here broke off. And for some odd reason, we just can't find the toe. So I re-sculpted a toe. I tried my best to make it match the rest of the foot here. Redid the nails. So at some point in the near future, I gotta paint it to match the rest of the figure here. We'll call it a day. And funny enough, not the first time I fixed one of these things. Because, oh, what was it? I think it was the Allosaurus from, was it 10 million years BC or whatever? 10,000 years BC. I had to redo a bunch of the foots because the foot broke off of one of those things. Thank you, George. Yeah, honestly, I turned out really pretty good, I think. Like, the undertow doesn't really match very well, but hey, you're not going to see it. Like, the important bits, I think, match pretty well. So, now it's just getting the color right. So, I'm actually going to move my 3D camera. 3D scanner. Because that'll hang out up there for a minute. Because a couple of the random things I got to do today. Love my fingers. I got to paint the inside of the leg here. Make sure it's black so when during posing it's not going to show up white. So I want to do that today. Might finish assembling a T-Rex today. Possibly working on touching you up, getting that started. And actually, first and foremost, since I got it here, I actually got a package in that we're going to be working on the stream. Not today, but we will be working on it. I got this from my good buddy Shay. I don't have the link in description. When I do the video starting to work on this thing, or the stream, I'll get his link down there. But I just kind of wanted to open it today. But my buddy Shay, you can find him on Instagram. But he 3D prints stuff too. And he makes dorsal spines. So got a Heisei style dorsal spine. Now, it does still need a little bit of work. I got a probably, it looks like he sprayed it a little bit with some filler primer. I'm gonna have to go over it, do a little bit more filling of some sections here and some sanding, I think. And then we're gonna paint it up. So that'll be cool. But this is actually, it's not resin, it's filament printed. Which is why you can see the print lines a little bit more on it. But I'll probably blast it with some more filler primer, which I actually think I have to go buy some more. Because if I'm not mistaken, that was the can that exploded on me, so I might do that tomorrow. But probably get some more of that and then just work on sanding and cleaning up some sections here. Maybe taking the Dremel to some of these spots. So, be a fun little project. Just curious to see how I was going to paint one up, so looking forward to doing that. But I think first and foremost, I'm going to do... Should I do the painting stuff first, or should I try to finish assembling? I guess we'll do the painting stuff first. The monster arts more than likely probably won't be good enough. Because I'm trying to be good and not buying things I don't plan on keeping because I just haven't really had as much spare funds with the child and whatnot. So I wasn't planning on getting the monsters to keep for myself. So I'm just gonna kind of just let that state the review. I'm gonna pick up the highest, but it's mainly because of price point, and I still think they look really good. The only one I was debating was the Godzilla because the Godzilla looked cool, but even still, I don't think it's really worth grabbing. If I'm just gonna be getting the Godzilla, I didn't like it that much. I watching Inside Out too. I haven't seen the first one to be honest either. So I don't really got an opinion. Went and just saw Beetlejuice today. That was actually solid. It's one of those, the more you think about it and you really start like criticizing the plot, it's got some issues. Did I have fun watching it? I did. But it's like as soon as you like start trying to get like analytical about the movie, it's got some problems. But it's one of those like it's a dumb fun movie. Michael Keaton was really good in it. So, anyways, let's get started. Got my primer down here. Shake it up really good. How's everybody else's evenings going tonight? Hopefully they're going swell. Got some empty packages. Stick them back here. But yeah, I'll get the highest. It's kind of my thought process is like highest, I'm going to stick with Legendary, although I will get the GMK and the 99 for sure. The 99 is the one I'm actually really excited about. I'll probably get the 91 stuff. I'll get that for reviews and maybe keep. I could see me keeping those, so I don't mind grabbing them. Monster Arts I would 100% be selling as soon as I got them. So I might just beg some people in Discord to send them to me. Like, hey, you got those in? Hey, I'll ship them back to you if you send them to me. So I got that going. But other stream, I got some sculpting foam. Did the inside of these. Funny enough, it's very inexpensive to get at Hobby Lobby. It was like $250 for this entire tub, which back when this was like just starting to be a thing, it was like 10-20 bucks for a tub like that, which is a steal. Problem is it's only white, so got a little painting to do, but I'm just gonna take some black primer, just go over it. Because all this, the only purpose of really doing this was just the way it sits on the leg. It doesn't add weight to it much, but it fills in the sections really nice. It's soft, so I don't have to worry about it rubbing the paint off the legs. And it's just easy. It's not like a typical action figure thing I would generally do, but with the weight of this thing already, because this thing has substantial weight issues, I didn't want to make any more problems. All right, we'll see you, Mason. We'll be streaming for a little bit. One thing is I can't use heat to speed up the process here because it'll degrade the foam on the inside of here. Hey, Leviathan. So I'm just going to have to let the primer do its thing. And then if I got to go back over this again, I will. The only problem is there's like a little bit of white right back here. It's not the easiest to get at. I guess I don't really have to care about that section because it's not like you're ever going to see it. I'm mainly just trying to focus on, like, if at certain angles, if you look underneath the knee, you'd be able to see it. So you definitely want that section to be black. Casey's grabbing grabbies upstairs, it sounds like. I feel like I should be asleep. Well, the thing we talked about yesterday on stream, I just like haven't really been feeling too good lately. Sleep just sounds great. But got too many things to do. The beams that we worked on yesterday from the stream, they got shipped out today. Finished drilling the holes this morning, slapped some clear coat on it, gave it some tie-in so that it wasn't tacky to the touch, bagged them up and sent them out. Because my hope is probably Friday. Friday I'll be clear coating this guy. And then, well, between tomorrow and Friday, I think I got to buy some more clear coat. So it might be Friday. I think I was running low. And that'll be the next day I can probably get to the store. But pretty much it. Which kind of action figure would you recommend as a first one? It kind of depends on what you're going for. Like, do you want like legendary Godzilla stuff? Or are you looking for just like traditional Toho? Are you into Ultraman? Because it kind of depends what you're trying to collect. Like, if you want posable stuff, are you just collecting just to have the kaijus? Is there a certain quality you're looking for, like in terms of like accuracy to the character? There's a lot of options. Oh, it's like, what the hell happened to my cam? Like, oh yeah, I dropped it. For youth and good first action figure. Like posable action figures, high is honestly probably your best thing to get into at the moment. In terms of like cost plus posability, you can't really beat them for like 50, picking up stateside like 55-ish bucks. In terms of just collecting kaijus, my go-to is always just Bandai, the movie monster series, Bandai vinyls, because you can pretty much just get anybody. Like, they literally make everybody outside of a few kaijus. So if you're not looking for like super posable stuff and you just want the characters, best entry point, because they're generally like 20 bucks on average, 20, 25. Alien Romulus stuff, yeah, more than likely. I got them on pre-order. I'm excited to get them. I got the alien and the accessory set on order, so we'll hopefully go for that. I don't know how much you can hear of that upstairs. Jessica's not having a good time at the moment. Told me straight face they are okay with Lara Croft being a Dead by Daylight, but we never want a Mortal Kombat. That's weird. It's definitely a bit weird. Casey is having the time of her life upstairs. Okay, so we got this set up here. I'm going to lay you guys down because one thing I need to do is I have this here I was using to spray the beams with. But I do need to apply a little bit more glue to these so that they'll stay in the hands a bit better because it is a little bit loose. Problem is I don't have any more accelerant, so I got to be really careful. We do have a Discord, but it's attached to our Patreon, so there is a little fee to get into it. If you just want to show me stuff, the best route is generally you can message me on the Instagram, which should be in the description. Instagram is the one I probably get back to people the fastest on. I do have a Facebook too, but Facebook I only check periodically. Honestly, actually, the Instagram is probably the fastest thing too. Because even the Discord, for some reason, my phone doesn't like to send me notifications. So I only kind of see it. Like, I have to like physically go in and check. Unless they're direct messages. I'll see direct messages, but the other stuff is a bit weird. I know, it's just a really good friend. Interested to pursue more. Yeah, you think like Mortal Kombat would kind of make sense because of the whole killing aspect? Yeah, it's you can get a hold of me on Etsy too. I get the notifications pretty fast for that. I want to put it down, but I worry about it. Because what I'm doing here is adding some super glue to the ends of the peg here just to thicken them up a little bit. Okay, I think it's got a little wetness there, but it'll be okay just to kind of hang out there. I got to do the same for this guy here because you are also not too bad on this hand, but this part is also loose. As you can see, I've thickened it up before. You kind of just keep adding to it until it gets the desired thickness you need. We'll set you over here by the hot glue gun. And I think that's all I can really do on the Godzilla for now until... Ooh, actually, there is one thing we do need to do. Problem is me not having any accelerant makes this a bit more of a pain in the butt. But I need to take this piece off. I'm trying to keep it separate so I don't have to... I can ship it separated so it's a little easier. But one thing I needed to do is the torso and the tummy is still sagging a bit, which I'm now realizing that I had this already problem solved. I just realized I had if you have the stomach facing backwards, it was fitting right. I think that was my problem. Oh, I think that was my problem. Aha! There we go. Now we can root back a little bit. It goes forward. It's holding a pose. I think I'd like to thicken that still. It's one of those, like, it sort of works. The problem is I glued all this together the other day thinking that I was, like, in perfect shape. For this thing, the posability is pretty solid. You get quite a bit of play here on the arms, plus this part stretches out too. So you get quite a bit of play here. And then this part's just here to cover up the elbow so you can't see the skin tone. The head can rotate. Problem is I couldn't get too much of a wiggle out of it as much as I tried. Could probably sand it around there more. I can maybe get a little more, but pretty much get a little bit of wiggle. The head's more of a rotation. Anything else? Mouth open and closes. The waist you get quite a bit. It's kind of loose. So I've been trying to fix that. The legs are very posable. The tail works all right. But he's so big because he was an X plus. So that's why we got the size here. And then that's also where like all the added weight is. Like this thing just here probably weighs as much as a Haya. On a joint that like here it feels pretty stiff. That's why I'm kind of confused on why like that feels pretty stiff. I wonder if it's just because the sock ears maybe expanding it too much. If I can get it on right. I think I need to play with this a little bit more. Shave some more plastic off. That'll probably be something I do in my own time, though. Because if I got to pop that screw off, it's going to take me a while. So we're just going to sit the parts over here. Not worry about that too much. Oh, the Hammond T-Rex? No, the Hammond T-Rex is dope. It's probably my favorite one that they've done. It's also one of the only Hammonds that I actually own. We've got like some stuff for like video purposes, and because my wife's the one that collects Jurassic Park, so if she's not buying them, I don't tend to worry about it. But we have the Comic-Con version, and that thing's sweet. Favorite Godzilla's 1962. Easily my favorite. Okay, we're gonna work on this guy. I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna pop the head off. Maybe. There we go. So I take the heads off to make my life a little easier trying to paint them. Because my gut is telling me to just hit it with more gray and see what happens, and maybe brighten up a couple other sections. Because I definitely got to hit the stomach region here. The legs seem all right. The same with the tail. Like, it's got the right texturing, but the body neck region is kind of where it's hurting. So I think we'll start there. Make sure I don't, actually this neutral gray is probably what I want. Yeah, this version in particular is based off of the minus colored one. Real quick though, I'm going to mute the mic because my wife's calling for me. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, this is based off the black and white coloring. But that same brush I was using there, the gray, should work pretty well for this situation. Yeah, it would be kind of nice. Oh, the Giga? No. I've seen it a few times. I asked my wife if she wanted it. She didn't really care, so we never grabbed it. Neither that or was it Therizinosaurus? I think is one of the newer ones too, seen. But just taking some gray. I'm gonna try to get quite a bit of it off the brush. And then I'm just going to go over the darker sections here. Get the chest rear back about as far as I can. And we're just going to lightly go over it. Just brighten it up a bit. Because my one biggest gripe with this figure here in particular is just that, one, it's too shiny and it's too dark. And I also despise the fact that they use different plastics for the body. So the actual body for this thing is a hard plastic that lends really well to it being shiny. And I really wish they would have just been consistent and used the exact same plastic throughout the entire figure. Because especially the detailing, you could tell that the stomach region, the chest, don't have nearly as like the same depth of detailing as they do on like the limbs in the head. But yeah, the Discord in particular, it's like I said, it's part of our Patreon, so it's like $3 to get in. So I'm not trying to go over the entire figure, but I do, like I said, there's some sections here that are really black that should definitely be a bit on the brighter side. Sounds like Jessica is having fun up there. All right, real quick, take the hair heat gun. I use it on the low setting so I don't have to worry about melting the plastic. Like, yeah, even just like that quick little dry brushing does so much work on this. Like now the details pop a little bit better because the, like I said, the review, like everything kind of blends, and then the lack of detailing compared to the body or the depth really makes it stand out. It just works a little bit better. Yeah, that works really well. All right, just a second, guys. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go see what my child's up to. Right back. Don't mind me. I got this little monster here. Casey knocked over the fence upstairs. I was trying to come downstairs while Jessica is currently using the bathroom. Hey, stop grabbing my paints. Oh. What? You gonna say hi? You say hi? You say hi, everybody? Stop grabbing the paper. Hey, Mason. You gotta say hi. You say hi? Hi. Yeah, look. See everybody? You say hi. There you go. Yep, the new kaiju. New kaiju in town. Yeah, I need these parts because I got commissions with those. What are we doing? She's ran off and I'm scared. She ran off in the other direction. I'm even more scared now. So that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. So if you I'll let you guys look at Godzilla again. While I go catch her because I hear her trying to get up the stairs. Okay, problem solved. Making up dialogue? That works. Okay. So Bunty is pretty solid on there. I probably should have looked up some pictures to get a sense of what needs to be a brighter gray. I feel like the spikes, for sure. And then the cheek should be more of like a white. Extreme like a sneeze. I was gonna say, do I have any more -1 memes hanging out around here? Well, first and foremost, I want to fix the eyes. Which leaning more towards using, because I gotta keep grayscale. Like my brain wants to go to ivory, but just got to stick with whites and blacks. Which I don't have the black that I want down here, do I? Actually, a new question. Where's my white? Is that white? Here's my finish. There's no white in that darn box. Plate heat out here? No plate heat out here. All right, we're good. We're good. We got some white. We have the gray that I was using previously. We'll probably just mix that in. Add a little bit of white. That looks kind of milky. That looks better. I have a small brush. I do. Let's go back over the eye. Definitely want some solid coverage. One thing I always remember too about when I mention this a lot whenever I'm painting eyeballs, but you don't have to be perfect with them. Like if anything, I tend to go a little big sometimes with the eyes, and then I can fix it afterwards. So for instance, like if I got a little bit too much white that bled over, it's easy to fix. Okay. I think we're just going to stick with... It's hard with grayscale. It's a little easier with color to kind of show the difference, because I think the problem with the other one is because they were using... They didn't use a white. They used more like a light, really light gray, and then it was like a base gray, and then the black. It all kind of blended. Kind of want there to be separation, so my hope is the dark gray is going to kind of do that for me, or this neutral gray that I was dry brushing with, because with the white it should look pretty good. I wish there was a way for me to zoom in for you guys while I'm doing this. But generally speaking, you kind of want to keep it a bit forward facing. I was got an itch in my hand. And as round as humanly possible. So I'll start little and just kind of work my way up, depending on how big the eye is. And I was just kind of looking and making sure that they're kind of lined up. Kind of like that. So now they're very well forward facing. Yep, this is -1. It's the Super7 minus color version. I think for the roaring, I'm actually going to hide the pupil on the front just to make it look really forward facing. Like make it look like he's almost like super focused on something. So that works good. Now I need to look. Usually with the black, especially for doing eyes and such, I like using really cheap black. Like cheap black acrylics. Because they don't tend to pool as easy. Oh. Whew. This is old. It's old and it's... Okay, this is new. I haven't opened this in a second. Oh, I got some floppy, dry black paint. Ugh. I don't want to touch, but I kind of have to. Oh, there we go. Only a little bit of black on my fingers. Just need a little bit anyways. And just gonna try to get like center pupil as best I can. I like it. Yeah, going with the slightly darker gray was definitely the right call. There we go. Looks pretty good now. Like I said, thankfully they weren't that bad to begin with, but there's always room for improvement. Yeah, mine switches always looked really angry all the time. And yes, I do know Andy's toy reviews. I haven't watched too many of them. I mainly know because of my wife and collecting dinosaur stuff. It's... You can't miss them. I was going to say I was going to leave the teeth alone, but now that I look at them, I probably should. Touch them up a little bit. I don't have to go crazy, but the... Whoop. These front teeth especially. Use a little bit more work on them. And generally, I don't do white for teeth, but because it's all grayscale, white's probably the best color. Hey, I appreciate you cheering too. Because especially for teeth, you kind of want them standing out. So I think them being like strictly white kind of helps in that regard. Oops. A little too heavy in the white there. It can be fixed though. We have the technology. By technology, I mean some black paint hanging around here. Really gotta get this front tooth a little better. What tools am I using? Oh, it's just a paintbrush. It's just a really thin one meant for like detailing cars. I think it's like specifically called it's a pinstripe brush, but it works really good for doing like these eyes and a lot of the finer stuff. So now the teeth stand out a little bit better than they did originally. It's one of those things. It's not like again, not like it really needs like a crazy amount of work, but especially on this head, like the teeth kind of blend in with everything in terms of color. It honestly should stand out better. I do wish the teeth were maybe more defined on this figure for painting purposes. Because like this front section, it's all one piece, but there's like a slight lift for the teeth. So I get for speed purposes, like dry brushing these would be almost easier, but because I don't want to re-go over this thing as little as possible. Trying to quickly just go over these. Because the way it's set up, you could almost just do this. And it gets you the same results. Bottom teeth have a little bit more character. Oh, actually, to be honest, yeah, the dry brushing is probably just easier. Not dry brushing, but lightly going over it with the paint. You don't want a lot of paint on the brush. Hitting it just lightly. Again, makes the teeth stand out a little bit better. Now, actually, I normally would add some yellow to this, but again, we're doing grayscale, so can't do a thing. We're stick with pretty much whites and gray. Whites and grays is our primary working color. Which now the eyes are dry. I'm trying to see. I got a little bit of gray I got to fix on this one. Look, Cat, you can't take over every single live stream, okay? Sometimes you just got to sit out. I know you're needy. It's the neediest animal ever. Yeah, it's like, what's the gray version of yellow? Just gray. I'm just going to take a little bit of gray paint. I think it was you. So there's like a little bit of the eyelid, got some white on it. I was going to take this gray and just kind of go around it a little bit just to clean it up. Just like here, the undersection got a little extra paint. This eye is just like naturally wider the way the sculpt is. She's a criminy. She's yellies. Let's do a little bit of gray here. Honestly, it looks pretty good. This eye actually, I didn't really have any cleanup to really do. This one had a little bit more. Okay, finally, I would like to use some of this white, like white with like a little tinge of gray. Just to make the scar. Thanks, Kaiju Affinity. Also for a fun one, for super fun custom I got in the works is I got a bootleg -1 coming that I plan on making it like the how he looked at the end of -1. So like with the bulging eyes and doing the blue spines and the scarring on the body. Right, same thing. I mixed some of the neutral gray with the white, getting a bunch off the brush here. And then right around this cheek area, just going to brighten that up a bit for the scarring. Because compared to the rest of them, this section here should definitely be a much brighter color to show this where the explosion was on the side of the face. Do the same thing over here. Let's offset that a little bit. Looks pretty good. Mudo pregnancy pouch version. That's a tough one. I could see them doing it. I've had one in the works for a little accessory that'll go down there. I just haven't had time to really like sit here and model everything. Like I made the sculpts a while ago, but I just like 3D scanning, getting on the computer and making the files. I just haven't really had the time. Yeah, this came out really good. Rawr. The teeth all look pretty solid for what they are. Because, like I said, they kind of, the way the paint job is, it's a little fused together. One thing we have to do is I gotta probably like one more session. I'll probably hit certain sections of the body to brighten it up better to kind of match with the kaiju. But we've been streaming for quite a bit, so I'll probably call it good here. Cool. Just to show you with the head on now. Looking really good. Because now it's got like the rest of the body. It's got some subtle grays to help the detail stand out a little better. I could probably hit this section here a little bit better, to be honest. Looking at it. Just to brighten that up a little bit. Okay. I guess I will probably call that good for today. But I'd be hard pressed to believe that they're not going to do something else with the female body. Like they've done like at least one figure of every single other one they've done. I'm honestly kind of surprised they haven't already announced it because that's they usually do. Oh heck yeah. That face already like just with like a little bit of work on it looks infinitely better than what I did originally. Honestly, even like the way it is right now, I would say it's probably good enough. But I just, for the sake of Steve being Steve, I need to still look it up because I might brighten the toenails maybe a little bit. Like some of the nailed sections go over, maybe the spines. But again, kind of gonna go check some photos out for that. Would be kind of cool to do. It'd be like an atomic version of this. So doing the white spines, that'd be sweet. Doing like the color scale version. Yeah. So probably do like one more stream of messing around with this guy. Also, I figure I mentioned it here, but on the Instagram and Facebook, I actually posted some Hayas for sale. So if you guys are interested, follow those links down below. I gotta put you up. This is the OG release because I need to make some room for some more Hayas stuff coming in. So I just got them up for 55 each shipped. So if you guys are interested, they're there. I also got like a set of Power Rangers. But other than that, you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like people that do a channel donate, really would appreciate it. If you guys would like to pick up some Haya stuff other than what I currently got for sale on Instagram, you can check the link in the description for CowkissToys.com. You can save 6% off your order. Code SteveCowkiss at checkout. Currently, the newest pre-order is the 99 Haya, which I'm super excited about. It's probably like so far my favorite, like my most anticipated figure of next year. I can't wait for that thing. There's that one, and oddly enough, there's a snail shells anime girl figure that's like a zombie. I'm also really excited for that thing because I think it looks cool. But it's like weird Steve King figure. So that one's sweet. Next stream, like I said, we'll be working on him. I gotta get a T-Rex assembled, and might actually be working on the dragon next stream. Might be working on painting him. Like I said, I got some filler to do the wings, but other than that, I think I'm pretty much good to just start brushing everything. And then also, for Mr. Rexy here, I finally, like I said, I took one pass on the the glue remover on this thing. I got to do one more pass, and then hopefully be able to wrap that thing back up and get it sent back out. Honestly, I kind of like the way the German yellow came on this because it looks almost snotty the way it is. So I might just keep it the way it's primer, just do the green on it, call it a day. But anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.